Okay, so let's go through then and put these into standard form so that we can name it. And then we can go through and identify the different pieces of it. So, gotta again speak the lingo here. First thing is, this thing is not in standard form. Largest exponent on down to the smallest. So, largest exponent is x to the third. So when I move these things around, everything moves around with it. This should be in standard form now. And then we name this as the largest exponent, the common degree, we call it. So this is a cubic because of x to the third. There turn out to be 4 terms. So we call this a cubic 4-term polynomial. Coefficient is the number in front of each one. So cubic is x to the third. The coefficient is -2. Always do it of the standard form. Quadratic is x squared. So in this case, it's 6. Linear term is x to the first, so 5. And the constant is the one without the variable, which is technically is x to the 0. And in this case, it is -4. Now, the lead coefficient is the number that is leading the standard form, which in this case is -2 because of x to the third, starting it off, -2. On all those, when you identify the coefficient, do not take the variable with it. It's just the number. On the next one to the right, when I look at this one, I've got like terms to first off bring together. So standard form, when we move things around, see if you have like terms to combine. And 3 minus 3, those cancel out. So I don't have any x to the thirds. So then it starts off with -x squared minus 25x. Then we don't call it cubic. It's called quadratic because the cubic terms dropped out. 2 terms is a binomial. Coefficient of cubic term. I did not have a cubic term because it dropped out. You can either say none, or you could say, well, there technically is a 0 there because 0 times anything is 0, so it drops out. Quadratic term, x squared, so in this case it's -1. Same thing on the linear term, x to the first, which in this case is -25. And I don't have a constant. There's no +5, there's no +6 at the end, so you can say none or you could say 0. The lead coefficient is the number out front of standard form, which in this case is -1. All right, so now on number 2, we're going to continue on with what we did, kind of simplifying, but doing some more operations in between here. So on number 2, we're going to use our use our distributive property to get rid of parentheses. So in this case, then, I'm going to start off by distributing a 3. And then here I'm going to distribute a -1. So 6x to the third plus 12x squared minus 18 minus 6x to the third minus 2x plus 2. Watch your signs. Now after that, start combining like terms. Those cancel out. And then 12x squared starts it off. So I'm kind of running out of room here. I'm going to put my final answer down here. 12x squared. And then -2x. And then I have constants. So this is my standard form. And the name of this happens to be a quadratic trinomial. There's 3 terms and x squared. Letter B. We're going to distribute the m squared, then the half. So m squared times 12m squared, using your exponent rules, people. And then 1/2. That's a nice one. Okay. Now we've got rid of parentheses. We can combine like terms, putting it into standard form down here. All right, largest exponent is 4th. So 12 plus 4 is 16, m to the 4th. No cubics, quadratics, 7m squared. No linears, so then constants. So we end up with a 4th degree trinomial. Or another way to say 4th degree is also to say quartic trinomial. Either one is fine. Letter C, same deal. I get a -x out in front, so I'm going to distribute that -x and another -x. Okay, -30x to the 4th plus 3x to the third plus 29x to the fourth. Watch your negatives. It's easy to mess up those. Okay, put the standard form together now. Parentheses are gone. Watch your signs. All right. Negative 30 minus 2 leads it off. X to the fourth. 3x cubed. Oh, actually, I missed one, it looks like. It's not 30, negative 32. I should have highlighted them right here. So it's actually negative 32 and then plus 29. So negative 30 plus 29 is negative 1. And then negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. Okay, x cubed is 3 minus 1. And then I have an x squared at the end. And that's the best I can do. So this is another fourth degree, or sometimes called quartic. And 3 terms, which is called a trinomial. Distribute the negative 2g squared. And this one, there's not going to be like terms combined, so we're just going to get negative 6g to the fifth minus 12g to the third. This is what we call a fifth degree binomial. Instead of fifth degree, we could also call it a quintic binomial. All right, so doing your operations with, put it into standard form, and then being able to